As we travel a lot with our expedition camper for long periods, it's very impractical to have traditional house. Because what to do with the camper when you're at home? And what to do with your home when you're on a longer trip? So 2 years ago we decided to construct something very unconventional, a so-called Camperloft. As you see, our expedition camper is inside, and later I will show you how we integrated the techniques of the camper with the techniques of the house. We decided to construct the Camperloft off-grid, not to have monthly cost during the period that we are not there. And anyway, as we live off-grid during the trips, we are used to off-grid living. So for us, it's not a problem. First of all, we had to find a piece of land where this kind of constructions are allowed and possible. So we bought a piece of land, some more than 1,000 square meters in the center of the Netherlands. The house itself is around 170 square meters. And let's walk around and see what is around the house. As you see, it is more or less industrial construction, but the walls are about 14 centimeters isolated. Everywhere we have alu and triple glass. We are changing our old furniture for new, but we try to make things with industrial look. The fireplace, the shed. The position of the house is 100% south, this side. So on this side is where the solar is placed. We will come on that later. And as we say, it is off-grid, so there is no canalization. So that's why we use a modern form of septic tank with Hello Feet. Here you see a small unit, it's about 35 square meters, which is a living unit on itself, and I will show you why. In the Netherlands we have rules. These rules say that you need a living unit at least from about 30-35 square meters. There are some basic accommodation, like a toilet. This unit is about 35 square meters, I told you. Let's say a nice room for a student. A washing machine and shower. This is the display of the heating system. And the heating system uses two sources. One is electricity, and as a backup it can use diesel. I'll show you the heating system itself. Here it is, and some people will recognize it as a heating system used in yachts, boats or campers. De facto it is. But this one is provided with electrical element, and as a backup we use the diesel. It contains also a boiler, and it's distributing air to the living unit, and here in the entrance,
warm air.
Warm air. It has thermostat, so it's easy to use. And you see over there two big valves, so we can change from the living unit to the big hall where the camper is. So we can change the stream of the heat air to the living unit or the big hall. So here you see the technical heart. Solar power goes in and is loading the batteries, and at the same time electricity from the batteries is converted to normal 230 volt power into the house. One of the things in living off-grid is that you cannot use everything at the same time. Maybe you're used to use your washing machine and dishwasher, etc. all at the same time. When you live off-grid you have to choose. So not to make mistakes, we have these switches. And here, for example, 2 and 3 is washing machine and dishwasher. So that's protected. It's foolproof, we call it. Here we see Victron Easy Solar. This is the real heart of the installation. Solar power cables coming from the roof, going inside here. But there is something else. As you see, we integrated our camper into the Technic. So the solar on the roof is divided in 3 strings. Not to have the cables too thick, each of these strings is divided in half, in 2. So de facto we have 6 strings brought together to 3 strings going inside, but one of the strings is going through this switch box, and here we switch from the house to the camper. As you see, now it's on camper. So 1/3, 12 panels of the house are providing the camper with electricity. It's now early morning. We hardly have any sun. Batteries are for 94% full. There is no electricity from outside. there is no grid. We are using in the house 78 watts, and 2/3 of the solar panels are giving us 270 watts. I can show what the change is if I switch here.
Wait a moment. Yeah, you can change it now.
You see now we have all 36 solar panels working.
Yeah.
If the sun is shining, or we check out later on the day, you will see here 1 till 5 kilowatts even to charge the batteries. So here you see the connection from 1/3 of the solar panels on the roof of the house connected to the camper to keep all techniques in the camper going. So the batteries of the camper are charged by the solar of the house. As you see, from the grid is coming nothing. From the solar is not coming much at the moment because the batteries are 100% full, and we are using at the moment 186 watt inside the camper because the freezer is being used, and we are charging the starter batteries at the moment because in 1 hour we will drive the camper outside. When you're totally self-supporting and you have no sources from outside, of course you need a backup. So from the beginning we have this generator. We used it during the construction of the house, and now we still keep it as a backup. We live here now for 1.5 years, and we only start it once a month, only to check if it's working, because so far in the last 18 months it was not necessary to use. So when we use it, we go outside, and I'll show you outside where we connect it. When we use the generator, we put it here and we connect it here. It can produce 5 kilowatt, 5,000 watt.
Okay.
Here you see a cable which is connected to the neighbor house, which has no solar panels yet. And we are concepting, we are making a concept so they can use our solar panels when we are on a trip. But we have not worked out that yet. We see connection of wastewater, grey and black water. It's connected to the system of the house, and from there it goes to the septic tank, as I showed you outside before.